Hello, hi Vishal, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Vishal, I am Ankur Agarwal and heading the academic part for the EduShastra. And I am having approximately 17 plus work experience for training the and mentoring the students for different various exams, national as well as the international. Right?
Hello, sir.
So, yes, sir, please.
My name is Vipul. I am one of the director at EduShastra. So 16 years in experience, corporate field, teaching, but right now most of the times into the management. So Mr.
Hello,
Jitender.
sir.
Yeah, hi Vishal. I am Jitender and I have been a teacher
Hello,
for 15 years. I have been teaching in online coaching, online mode for last 10 years, 15 years, and I am one of the faculties of EduShastra.
Yeah, Mr. Ankur.
Okay. So, Vishal, now,
yes.
what is the part of your academic or your profession of your life do you think that you want to share with us?
Mm, Actually, I have my down. I mean, I have my lowest part in my academic profile. When I didn't clear the medical part of, I mean, I've always wanted to become a like my whole family is in force. Like uh, my uncles are all in Navy, either in Navy or CRPF. My dad is an retired as an ACP in Delhi Police. My elder brother is in CISF deputy commandant. So my whole family has been into police forces or armed forces. So I also aspired to become like that, something like that. And I always wanted to go into India. I mean, around the time 9th or 10th, I always wanted to become a like Air Force pilot, like fighter pilot. That was a dream for a child. So I
Okay.
pursued it. I cleared the India, I cleared the SSB as well. I had 23rd rank overall, but I was sort of shattered like when I couldn't clear the medical part. I mean, I was like sort of like you are young, nobody is there to counsel you, to counsel the grief. You cannot express that way. So after that, like the 4 years of my college life has been like just like okay, it will happen. I didn't want to study in my college. Like I had no interest in engineering. So the first interest came when I started teaching young kids in like fourth year. Like there were some kids like
Okay.
known people's sons and daughters. So
Mhm.
I started teaching them mathematics and physics for IIT because I
Okay.
had cleared that. So I
Okay.
developed an interest. The first time I developed, after such a low point, I developed the interest in teaching.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
after that, I started in my college, the on-campus placement came of Akash and other institute. So
Mhm.
that developed a passion in me for teaching. So then I started my teaching career after my graduation, and that actually helped me prosper. I mean, that developed a feeling of learning. Like uh, after that, I've always wanted to learn more things. It's not like I've
So,
stopped
Vishal,
learning. Yes, sir.
as you're talking about that you have a very low score and from in our school days, college days, you were not having any interest in the studies.
No, in
So,
school
Vishal, if
days, in
okay, so if my institute will take you, say, for this program, so how can you convince me that okay, now you will be a sincere candidate for us?
in school days, I have a good score, sir.
Okay,
I
okay,
have a good score in boards at 10th and
mhm,
12th. I was a bright student. I was a
okay,
hardworking student in
mhm,
some subjects, like in subjects of which were not of my interest, like
mhm,
social
mhm,
science
mhm,
and like biology. In 10th
mhm,
standard, I had biology. In one or two subjects in which I didn't have any interest, the score was low. So overall
okay,
percentage is around 89.
okay. So
And
basically, my question is, now, if my institution wants to take you in, right? So how can you convince me that okay, now you will have an interest in all these management subject and you will have put your
sir,
efforts in studying?
actually engineering part was not my choice. It was
Mm-hmm,
because we were not that of an adult. Now I'm leaving everything, leaving all my job, a well-paying job,
mm-hmm.
everything to do this MBA. So
Okay,
I will put in my heart and soul for this. for engineering, you're like while engineering where I had low scores, I mean, you're not that much of a mature person so as to understand the complexities of marks and hard work and all. But after that, in these 6 years of teaching and growing up through a startup or everything, so I've come to know what exactly education means, how you are responsible for it, and that has made me into a responsible and hardworking student now. So that's why even after 6 years, I'm again wanting to join a master's program.
Okay. So Vishal, you have written in your resume under the strength that you have a firm control over the emotions.
Yes, sir.
So can you elaborate this with some example of your life?
Actually, sir, I didn't exactly have the strength. I mean, I know the strength because I developed it in me. I was very emotionally unstable during my 10th, 12th days. I was like not emotionally unstable. I was, if somebody used to say something to me, I would take it in a negative way or take it up to my heart and used to start crying even in 10th or 12th. But that helped me even learn about life. And after 12th, I started like living alone in my PG and then started after job also. So that helped me grow. So even after, if something happens to me, if I'm even angry at someone, so I will not show it. Although I will keep a note on it, okay, that's why I'm angry or that's why I'm upset. I'll keep a note to not get upset the next time or to work on it, but I will be emotionally stable at that time.
Okay. Thank you, Vishal. Thank you. Vipul sir, please.
Question I have
Yes,
is why MBA? Why are you going for MBA?
Sir, I mean, the reason I'm going, as I said just before, I've always wanted to learn. In the past year, like for the past 6-7 months, I've been working with a startup. So with that, I'm seeing people who have done MBA operations and one is MBA marketing. So that would be, I mean, the perspective that those people are having is quite astounding for me. Like I used to consider myself pretty good at management and all, but keeping just looking at them and the way they handle operations, etc. So like currently I'm working in an edtech startup. So the way that person is handling this art, I mean, I'm blown over by them. So I actually got counsel from them, like, should I or should I not? So they suggested you can, and so that's why I'm preparing for MBA. Also, another reason is I would want to come into entrepreneurship because I also want to start my own company. I mean, I tried like 3 years back, 4 years back. We had a small coaching for IIT JEE. 3 people, me and 2 other physics, chemistry, maths. That's how we do it. But we started that company in conventional terms, like what happened 20 years back. So we started with a small setup, with a small room, and started teaching 15-20 students. And we thought if we can, I mean, we put our heart and soul into it. We thought that if they get results, we'll get word of mouth. But the times have changed. So now, even if a company, like if a big company doesn't get any results, still they are getting billions and billions of dollars of funding. So the times have changed, and you have to grow with them. So the best way I could see to grow and to know about change in management and businesses is through an MBA. That's what
the point you're making is there are 2 reasons you gave. The first reason is you are motivated from a person who has already done an MBA.
Yes, sir. And who is handling operations. So I want to.
If I am motivated from a person who has done an MBA, so that's why I should do an MBA. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. One of the points is
okay. One of the reasons is this. Second reason.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and the second reason you gave is entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir.
How many? Most of the founders, most of the people who have done very well, making companies, making big corporates, leave aside the MBA. Even they were not even graduates. So
yes,
both the reasons which you have given for why MBA are very vague reasons and very weak reasons. Okay.
Okay.
We'll come back to it. Now the second question is, let's say if I look at any of the entrepreneurship patterns in, what is the difference between an entrepreneur 20 years in the past and right now? Because the point you made was that people getting a lot of funding even without getting results. I just need to understand what exactly you mean by that and what exactly was the inference.
Actually, what I mean is nowadays, the difference between nowadays businesses, that's my perception, that might be wrong. So what I perceive nowadays is, especially in India, we have a startup culture. Like there are many companies which are based on ideas. So based on ideas, they're earning, like for example, in Uber or Ola, these are based on ideas. They do not have, like we had Meru cabs or some other cab companies before, which had a similar pattern. Okay, they are into cab business, they are into passenger services and all, but they couldn't buy so well because they couldn't have that much backing to them, that much funding to them. But these companies made such a big name for themselves with right amount of funding, with right amount of backing to them. Like I don't have the amounts which I need for funding my own business. I'm not from a rich background. But previously, like 20 years back or 25 years back, 30 years back, to start a big company, to start a company, you need to start from a small company from the amounts you have.
Correct.
From that amount, you need to grow big, and the
Correct.
growth was gradual. But nowadays, if you have a great idea, you start a thing properly, you manage things properly, so that would get into an exponential start, even if you don't have any backing on your own.
A good idea with a small budget will not run. That's the point you're making.
A good idea with a small budget nowadays can run, but 20-25 years it will run, but it would take a slow approach, a gradual approach.
So what's wrong in it?
What's wrong
in it? If you have a good idea, if
yes,
you
sir.
have a low budget and you're
yes,
going organically and slowly, what's wrong in it?
There's nothing wrong in it, but the pace with which companies are growing, like nowadays it has been a predatory market. Like
Okay.
I mean, even if companies like I'll say in my field, like edtech business, an academy, let's say an academy.
Okay.
So an academy can take over many businesses at a time. They break teachers up. Like I had an offer, I was in my startup, we have a similar pattern to an academy. So they even, if they see something is predatory to them, something is in competition with them, they'll just buy off the good employees from them, good teachers from them. So growing organically in 20-25 years back was quite easy for them, for a good idea. But
Correct.
because of so much of backing, like we can say Geo, like even if Aircel was trying something, but because of the funding, because of the funds Geo had in 2016, they just took over everything. Even Vodafone and Idea, which were quite big, had to merge and survive.
Okay. See, let me just put some points forward to you.
Okay, sir.
Number one, a good idea doesn't need funding. Okay. Number one. Okay. Number two, when you look at anything growing organically, it will always be a very strong backbone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that business is much more better than having an inorganic growth, which might be called the funding point. Okay. Let's leave these points. Now, the very important point in all the MBAs admissions is the candidate bringing diversity to the group? Are you bringing any diversity to the group?
So technically speaking, like being from an engineer,
you're a GEM
like
student, isn't it? You're a GEM.
Yes, a general engineering mail.
So आप में क्या diversity क्या point है? What do you
diverse bring? I don't have exactly an answer to that.
Okay.
I mean,
what the last question from me is, what is your 5-year down the plan, 5 years from now, and what is your 50 years from now? Where exactly we will see Vishal?
So, sir, I mean, if I'm saying short-term goals after doing an MBA, I would want to work. I want to work as in an edtech startup or in an edtech company, just to gain some experience, because for theoretical reasons, for theoretical work, I need some experience as well. But down the line, in some years, 2 or 3 years, I would start my own business. That is my ultimate aim.
So 5 years down the line, you will be an edtech company, and
Yeah,
50 years down the line, you will be an entrepreneur. That's the point
I
you're
will.
making.
Yes, I mean, not even 50. I will start early as well. I mean, in just 5 years after MBA, I would start, because down the line, 50 years is too much of an age for me. But
Okay.
in 1 or 2 or 3 years, I will start after MBA.
This is also very vague answer. Okay. So
okay,
Jitendra,
okay, sir.
you can start.
Yeah, Vishal, I want
Yes,
to
sir.
ask that how has Corona changed your life?
COVID has quite seriously impacted my work life, as well as some of the personal life. I mean, I used to be, personally, I used to be very much into fitness and exercise. But because of Corona, I've become quite lazy in that aspect of my life. Professionally speaking, the COVID has taken quite a hit on, I mean, my career, as due to online coachings, online teaching. I used to previously work in offline work. Now, as the transition went, my company Takshila Academy, in which I was teaching at that time, so they had serious funding and budgetary problems, because they reduced the fees of students. So that impacted me, as in my salary was reduced, due to which a lot of problems have arisen. And luckily, by God's grace, no one close or near or dear to me has been affected adversely by COVID. So that has been on my side.
Yeah, Vishal, being a teacher, don't you think it's not as lucrative job as other corporate like IT and other?
Teaching is quite lucrative, but not in an offline sense. You have your ups and downs in teaching. So the best up is you get to teach, you get to influence young minds, you get to not just teach subject while teaching. It's not just your subject that you're teaching. So apart from maths, I mean, I always try to influence students into working hard. And when you help someone, like when you help a student, that's the best feeling you can get. I mean, still, and that has been somewhat lost in the online medium.
No, actually, my question was that
Okay.
the teaching field, the teachers are not like, it is not as lucrative job as like IT or some other. So why have you chosen teaching? Only because you are interested in it, or like,
Yes,
why have you chosen?
only because of interest. My parents were not forcing, but they wanted me to try for UPSC. And I even was selected for LIC grade B job in a government sector. Like, being from a Jat family, my parents and all, everybody is crazy for a government job. So for us, for our family background, being a like corporate sector is not seen as that lucrative for my family. But for me, it was teaching. I mean, once I started teaching at that point of time, it became quite lucrative for me.
Okay, so you're a maths teacher.
Yes, sir.
Just one question I want to ask in
Okay,
maths.
sir.
Do we have inequalities in complex numbers?
We cannot have inequalities in complex
Why?
numbers.
Why?
If the number is purely real, then only we can have. I mean, both the numbers are purely real, then only we can have inequality. Because iota is imaginary. You cannot say one iota is less than 2 iota or greater than 2 iota. These are totally different concept. From the concept of inequality comes only in real numbers.
Okay, fine. Now Ankur sir will take over.
Okay. So hi Vishal, welcome back.
Hello, sir. Yes,
Hi.
sir.
So Vishal, you have a say, good habit of fitness and playing sports and everything,
Yes, sir.
right? So in your resume, you have mentioned that especially soccer,
Yes, sir. I have
right?
been a
So Vishal, can you give me some difference between these two terms? One is a soccer and second is a football.
So football is actually an American term, like American people, only the American people, like America and Canada, North American people, for them, football is American football,
Okay.
which you play with hand. So
Okay.
that's and for them, soccer is a regular football, which we people say football. But because we were colonized by UK, so we follow the practices of UK and Europe. For them, football means the regular football, soccer. So that's the only difference between both the terms. Apart from that, so I mean, once I said to someone that I play football, and they're asking which football. So after that, I started writing soccer rather than football.
Fine. And second, you have a good habit of reading novels and writing articles.
Yes, sir.
Right. So any recent article you have written? Any like
Not
social
recently,
topic,
sir.
any
Not
political topic?
recently.
Like what type of article you write?
No, I mean, my father wanted me to, as I said, wanted me to become like prepare for UPSC. My elder brother was selected through UPSC, so he made me. I mean, that this good habit started because of my father. He made me write articles for like editorial. I used to send articles, writing articles on social and political issues. I was my father was quite invested into social political issues, so I started writing those articles and sending it to editorials in the Hindu, etc. Now, I mean, for the last 2 years, I'm not. I'll say, okay, I'm not writing articles as such, but I used to write articles and just simple write and just discuss with my parents.
Okay. So, considering the present situation,
yes,
right,
sir.
and taking the perspective of India,
yes,
right,
sir.
which one thing do you think that is the most burning issue with respect to India in today's time? Maybe political, social, economical, financial. What do you think the one of the most burning and talkative, I would say the point of curiosity, right? And the anxiety that we should be rectifying it. So what one issue do you think that we should take care of?
So, I mean, seriously speaking, sir, I'm being from an education field. I cannot think other than education, because there are political issues that are burning, there are social issues, recent farm laws, etc. But the main point I'm seeing is the vast difference in queenery and research fields of education. Like the future is not engineering, or the future is not, because India is producing a vast amount of engineers, but 90 or majority, I cannot say any stat, but majority of these engineers are doing manual labor work or fixed work, like even a computer engineer is also copying from stack.com or something like that. So that they are actually producing with the coming of, in the next 10-15 years, with the coming of AI, most of them will be rendered jobless. So the big issue is research field, and India is very good in education sector, the highest amount of graduates, etc. But the graduates they are producing, the level of graduates they are producing is not like, take me for example, I'm the biggest example that I have done civil engineering from a very good college, but I don't know much about that, because I was just pushed into that. So we need to be more into education, research based education and interest based education, rather than just vying for service sector, which we are doing right now. So we are vying for just the service sector. So I think
So
so.
you want to say
I
that
mean,
we should have a say optional education, like the interest-based education
interest
for the
based
children,
education. Yes,
right?
sir. So they
So
can.
see, in the engineering, like you are related to the engineering, and you can see thousands of lakhs
Yes,
of candidates are going to quota and all these things, right? So this
12
is, I
lakhs.
suppose, the pushed thing.
This is what, sir?
This is what pushed by the family and the seniors
Yes,
in the
sir.
family.
There's been a like I mean, I don't think so we are vying for in India, I don't think so anybody is vying for good education. They are vying
Okay.
for good job after that education. So even if 90% of the people in DTU went to DTU just because they are good in placements, not because they are good in education. Like I mean, I found the syllabus and curriculum of BITS Pilani the best. The way their teaching methodology is the, I mean, I consider it the best. The way they have their attendance, they don't have attendances in the classroom. So such type of education system should be promoted rather than, and this will lead to research based orientation. It's like we are seriously lacking in that part, and this is the part, like I'm telling you, this is the burning issue because this is not highlighted enough. If we have farm laws, that is highlighted much, but I mean over highlighted. If we have any political issues, like if there is any political issue, that is much highlighted. But this education part, I see it in as a background issue, which no one is talking about.
Okay, right. Thank you, Vishal. Thank you, Vipul sir, please.
I would be closing this meeting right now, with just because it's the first mock we are taking of yours. So there will be many mocks. So I'm just putting some perspective forward to you. When you are asked any journalized questions, you are able to answer it. Many of the current issues you just lacked into it. But see, the most important thing when you're taking a journey to any place, let's say, you should be knowing where you are going and why you are going. And that actually, when you say why MBA is a very basic question, you should be very clear about how to answer it. And I can easily understand, obviously, looking into an MBA with having a good career, money, fame, everything, I can understand it. But when you look into a very good answer in why MBA, or why you should be choosing, they should be choosing you, or why you are choosing them, then the answer should be based upon the skill sets or the talent or any knowledge kind of a thing. Maybe you lack financial knowledge, or you lack some skills, and maybe you are lacking. Put the things into, I would say, very basic things rather than making a very vague and very generalized points like, I saw a person doing a good job and he was an MBA, that's why I want to do an MBA, or saying that I want to be an entrepreneur, that's why I want to. MBA doesn't teach anyone to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurially, the only thing you need is a dare, and no one can teach you a dare. Okay. So, but then also, out of if I will give you some marks, I'll say out of 10, it was around 2. And you need around more than 8 to get into any good business school. But obviously, this is just a starting of the exercise, and we'll have many mocks and many classes before you putting into the other mocks from now onwards. So I'm closing the meeting right now, and I think even Jitender has a class right now. So we will be closing it up. Okay, Mr. Ankur, is it fine?
Right. Yeah.